Are you sick and tired of not even getting a chance to give your sales pitch because the gatekeeper keeps blocking you? Here's 4 ways to get past the gatekeeper every single time. So one of the biggest obstacles that I have seen across many niches in my sales career is people do not know how to properly get past the gatekeeper and get to the decision maker, who is ultimately the one who is going to give you a check or a credit card. Okay, so the first thing that we need to talk about is the role of the gatekeeper in general. Okay, they are not your enemy. They are not out to get you. Yes, there are situations where certain gatekeepers and secretaries do try to exercise the little authority that they do have. But in the end, their job is just to relay information correctly. You also have to remember that many times the gatekeeper gets anywhere from 20 to, on the high end, 40 calls a day. Okay, and the average person calling does not have above average communication skills, and they're not even experienced on how to properly make a human connection over the phone. Therefore, you are now lumped in with about 20 to 40 other inexperienced callers. So we're gonna talk about how you can stand out, appear different, and how you can get the gatekeeper on your side to accomplish your goal. Okay, so do not view them as the enemy, because when you do, this creates a false sense of hostility in your mind. So we're gonna talk about how to extract important information from the gatekeeper if you don't already know who it is that you need to talk to in the company. Now, there's 3 things that I want you to keep in mind when calling. 1, just be respectful the entire time. Okay, there's a huge difference between being confident and being rude. You don't want the gatekeeper to tell their boss that you're rude before you even get a chance to talk to them. Okay? You never get a second chance to make a good first impression. Also, don't be pushy. Again, there's a huge difference between being firm if they're first firm with you and just being a complete jerk. Okay? And the money is in the follow-up. Statistics have shown time and time again that 80% of sales don't even happen until after the 5th contact with the person. All right, so if you're not consistent and persistent, you're leaving endless amounts of money on the table. So here's 4 scripts that you can use to stand out, get the gatekeeper on your side, and get to the decision maker. Okay, the first one is the help me script. So we're gonna do some role playing here in a second. So once the gatekeeper answers the phone, one of the most effective opening lines is, "Hello, I'm not sure if you can help me, but if you can, that would be great." When you start like this by saying, "I'm not sure if you can help me, but if you can, that would be great," is one of the most effective introductions that you can use with the gatekeeper. You see, as humans, we naturally want to help other humans. Okay, so when you are humbly just asking for them to help you, it can lead to them taking on an empathetic mindset. I mean, think about this. When was the last time that you were lost somewhere and you stop and you asked a complete stranger to help you with directions and they didn't help? 90% of the time, if they know the directions, they'll give them to you. Number 2, this is the status script. Okay, when you're calling the gatekeeper, you can gain instant credibility when you call by using any type of title. When you combine a title such as CEO with an assumptive tone, this is an incredibly powerful technique on the subconscious mind of the gatekeeper. Okay, so imagine if instead of I'm calling and saying, "Hey, it's Ben with Buckwalter Marketing. Is Bob available?" Imagine I'm calling and saying, "Hey, it's Ben Buckwalter, the CEO of Buckwalter Marketing. Is Bob available?" When you speak with authority and you position yourself as the expert, people will automatically treat you differently. This is just human nature. Number 3 is the suggestive acquaintance strategy. Remember, implied familiarity is always more effective to the decision maker. So obviously people are always more likely to accept a conversation in general if it's a part of their association, including friends, professional groups, alumni, just similar backgrounds. It's crazy to me how many people don't leverage their friendships to connect It's actually been proven that over 80% of salespeople, they never even ask for referrals at all. That's one of the most underused strategies. So you can use this script to imply to the gatekeeper that you're already connected in a way with the decision maker. So let's go over this. Let's role play again. You call, the gatekeeper answers and says, hello, what is this about? You can say, hello, Bob sent me a message asking me to give him a call. Could you please put me through to him? If the gatekeeper says, is Bob expecting your call? You can say, well, I would sure hope so, and use a little bit of humor, okay? Make sure you always use the decision maker's first name and your first name. The whole key to making this one work is if you sound casual and personal, the gatekeeper just assumes that the decision maker is familiar with you anyway. It sounds like you already know Bob when you say, can I speak to Bob, please? So gatekeeper says, what is this regarding? You can say, I sent him some information that we need to talk about. Could you please connect me? This creates a sense of urgency and it increases the chance of them putting you through. You are assuming that you already know them and it just sounds very casual and very formal. Okay, I want to pause real quick and say that there is a huge difference between knowing your script and sounding scripted. Those are two different things, all right? And nothing is more of a turnoff than someone sounding robotic with no emotion on the other end of a call. Okay, now don't be afraid to alter your script while keeping the same overall message that I'm giving you on these. What I mean by that is in everyday life, there's gonna be conversations and scenarios that don't completely line up with your script. Okay, and it's okay to improvise a bit just to make sure you achieve your goal of getting to the decision maker. The more comfortable the gatekeeper is within those few moments, the greater chance you have of getting to the decision maker. And finally, number 4 is the unexpected script. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take control of the conversation right off the bat with the gatekeeper without sounding pushy or rude. So let's role play. Gatekeeper, good morning, Bob Smith's office. How can I help you? You say, good morning, who am I speaking with? Gatekeeper says, this is Chris. You say, oh, good morning, Chris. This is Ben Buckwalter. Can you please connect me to Bob? Do you see how so simply I took control of that conversation by asking a question to the gatekeeper? This throws off the gatekeeper because they're not used to being asked a question. That's usually their job. And remember, with all of these, the less salesy you sound and the more personal, the higher chance you have of not activating the gatekeeper's red flags. Use these 4 scripts to your advantage, and the days of getting blocked by the gatekeeper are over. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below what your biggest takeaway was, and if there's a topic that you want me to cover in my next video. I'll see you next time.